Greetings and welcome to my channel. My name is Abagnatius and let's watch myself play some Captain of Industry. To be honest, I grew bored of the old map and therefore decided to make a new one. This map is now very specially tailored towards getting a game through to launching a rocket. I made this map specifically. This, by the way, is forest. So is this, and up there is another one. Specifically to be able to build the biggest possible factory without any inhibitions. Which means this is the starting location. These are all resource mountains. Let's wait a little bit. As you can see here, these are all resource mounts, meaning coal, dirt. There's a little bit of sand, but that's a beach. There is another map I played some time ago where I ended up just dumping all my trash on that beach, which I found somewhat funny. Being a game and everything, not in reality. There is a huge difference between that. But in game that's funny. So I decided to make a beach for me to dump all the trash on. I ended up not doing that, but doing it somewhat differently, or a little bit differently, but you'll see that. Yes, beach, then dirt, this is iron, this is gold, and all the other resources. Also a big sand mound. I also gave myself tons of oil, and I mean tons of oil, and 2 large water resources. One huge water resource here and the other one at the other end of the map, to really have all the resources at hand and not be dependent on importing anything. As you can see, 1800,000 crude oil, 1500,000 water, 110,000 wood. Although of course that's going to be what's the word? In German it's called subventioniert. In English it's not subventionated or anything of that sort. That's not an English word, I know that. It's going to be, let's say, supported by, of course, my own artificial forest. Spoiler, I built it about here. Okay, they're stone. I ended up not going with mounts, but with mountains, because I found them cooler. And I wanted to have some mountains on this map. So that's the left side. The left side is full of resources, chock full of resources. The right side is flat. Just completely flat, wonderful to build on. Okay, then the difficulty stuff. Let me speed this up a little bit. The philosophy is the same as always. I want a fairly easy game, because I also want the game to be relatively quick. And again, life is difficult enough. I don't need large challenges in a computer game. And that's the name I chose. Quick and easy. Season 6. Then of course the game seed Abagnatius, which is the best seed ever. Let me jump over the load screen. Okay. Here we are looking at the map. First things first, of course, the tree harvester needs some dudes to work with. Then I think I'm just marked everything. I know I did mark everything eventually. Not then. Okay, that was then a little bit later that I just marked everything. Which means all the trees in the first forest. Holy moly. Sorry for that yawning, but this is the 6th video I am commenting today. I know, poor me, hard work day and all. But then with 180 plus subscribers, this, well, isn't exactly a work day. Let me not speed this up. This is going to be good. This is about the 3rd time I've started on this map, by the way, because other starts I messed up somewhat. And of course this is the layout I always chose, which also means that it is quick to build. It's not the first time. I know I need some power. And this time I just built everything here in one big blob. Also, by the way, everything you see here will be removed at some point and moved. Let's see if we can see the map a bit better at some point. Bit better overview would be cool. Zoom out. Command to self in the past. Zoom out. No, this is good enough. We see a resource mount, we see some trees, and that's about where I started the factory, to be pointed that way, all along the island, so that I can have the main line, the main line with pipes and conveyors. Jesus. The main conveyor line all in one straight line, and have the factory in segments being fed by the conveyor line and feeding into the conveyor line their products. And I've decided to place everything into the conveyor line, including mechanical parts, electronics, of course iron, coal, rubber, all of that. So that the users using parts of the factory can just go into the main line and get their stuff from there which they need. Fuel, of course, also there. Wastewater, all kinds of waste, meaning at this point in time slag is also in the main line and being transported away, so that I can have it simpler when I make the actual producing segments to get their stuff from the main line and pump their waste back into the main line. I have played I think 7 or 8 play sessions so far, each longer than an hour, so I think I'm about 10 to 15 hours in, and the first base layout right now is finished, with a large factory making the basic materials, meaning construction materials 1 and 2, vehicle parts and all of that, and that's it actually, with fuel, with rubber, with not even concrete yet, though I just ended the last play session with all the necessary materials in the main line to make concrete, and with already a prepared conveyor to put the concrete in. That's where I stand currently. This is cool. This looked cool. This was an artifact of the video, not the game, but actually it looked really cool. Okay, here's the same thing as always. I throw out the stuff I don't need and add some stuff I do need. Yes, I don't need potatoes nor coal, but the mechanical parts and all of that. Then I ordered, sorted these things in a way that seems more logical to me, with fuel of course being on top, because that's the single most important resource we have. No fuel, no movement, and that will not be ideal. Although right now, as everything is working from and off the main line, I don't really need all that many trucks anymore. That's also something I just needed in previous games, truck-based economics are cool if there is no limit to the amount of trucks you can have. So I really wish there was a way to disable the truck limit. To have proper truck-based economics in your a proper proc-based factory. So okay, let's have some research. Again, everything you see here, and I mean everything you see here, will be removed later on to build the real factory. But as everything is now where I want it to be, nothing will be moved anymore. And this was a bit of a silly mistake. As you saw, I built everything on an elevation of 0, which is exactly the water elevation. Okay, then a little bit of research to get things going, which means first the trading dock, of course, to be able to trade with other colonies, then the tools to copy paste and all of that. And then I want to go into conveyors and all of that. First, of course, tree planting, so that I can plant an artificial forest. Then into conveyors to be able to start building the main line. Here I noticed an error, which is the beacon. Of course I need the beacon first, or early. And now back to tree planting and vegetables farming, which is also important. Then I went with conveyor lifts, which gives me belts and everything, and that's the core. That's the kernel of the main line. Then the other researches which are necessary to properly do this, then I think I just filled up. Or I ignored it. Okay, that was the trading dock. And that with the explanations and the initial building, and we are now making iron. And some research that needs to go first. I think this is a good place to end this episode. Thank you for watching, like, subscribe and know the drill if you so choose. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye. Also, my throat is getting dry and I need a break.